want to thank you all for coming out this fine, brisk morning. I'm Steve Zackert, St. Paul Fire Marshal and Public Information Officer for the St. Paul Fire Department. We're here today for the Allianz Grant Check presentation, a grant that's been being presented to the Fire Department from Allianz Company for these bright new, safe paramedic jackets. First, want to begin by introducing Senior Vice President of Allianz, Eric Thomas.
Thank you, and good morning. My name is Eric Thomas. I work for Allianz Life Insurance Company of North America. We're headquartered over in Golden Valley. Our headquarters are actually in Munich, Germany, but Minneapolis is our location, our Golden Valley here in the U.S. Just quickly on the Heritage Program, we have a sister company out in Novato, California called Fireman's Fund. And several years ago, they started a program called the Bucket Brigade Program. And those of you that obviously are in the fire department understand what Bucket Brigade is. A lot of us in the home office got a little education on what that meant. And years ago, they used to go arm to arm and pass the buckets. And that's how they used to put out fires before we had all the fancy equipment that you guys use today. But I'm happy to report that in the over 20 years that our sister company, and now we've done it out here at Allianz Life, we've given over $23 million in grants to fire departments all across the United States. Sometimes they're all volunteer firefighters, small little town. Sometimes they're large fire departments like the St. Paul Fire Department, but we've given over $23 million to the program. We're here today, or I'm here today with some of my colleagues, and I wanted to just quickly introduce them before we hand over the check. First of all, from our charitable giving area at Allianz Life is Laura Juergens and Betty Carlson. Also today is from Allianz's Ann Mealy, and I understand Ann's nephew is a member of the St. Paul Fire Department, so Ann. And then the reason this grant is actually all made possible is because of Pam Smith. I work very closely with Pam, have for the last 15 years at Allianz. Her husband, Jim Smith, as you know, is the assistant fire chief, but Pam is really the one that put this nomination together, and she's actually the one responsible for this check that's being handed out today. So thank you, Pam. So one of the things we like to do with the Heritage Program is when we give money, we want to make sure that that money is going to a good cause and a good place. And today we are excited to let everybody know that Allianz is writing a check or giving a check to the St. Paul Fire Department for $16,240, and it is to purchase these high visibility EMS jackets that you see right over there, and those are definitely high visibility. I saw you guys from across the street. I think they actually crossed the road and they never even looked because they figured someone's going to see me in those jackets. But I believe what they are purchasing, the St. Paul Fire Department is purchasing 137 of these jackets. And for us at Allianz, we just want to say thank you to all of you, to the 2,000 employees back over in the Golden Valley area. We know what you do every single day is so important to protecting our families and our homes, and for that, we thank you. So with that, Pam, if you could bring the check up. And so if Fire Chief Butler could join us here, we'll present the check to the St. Paul Fire Department for, come on up, $16,240.
Thank you, Eric. Pam, thank you. In the very earliest days of the American Fire Service, the firefighters relied on the bucket brigade to help protect the community and the firefighters from the ravages of fire. The bucket brigade was literally a human chain of bucket-wielding citizens who brought water from the city cistern, from the township well, and from nearby ponds and streams to the scene of a home or a business fire. In many communities, each household was required to keep and maintain a specific bucket set aside specifically for firefighting operations. And it was a moral and often legal responsibility and requirement of every able-bodied citizen to join in the bucket brigade when a fire threatened the community. The bucket brigade was a dramatic example of neighbor helping neighbor and citizens working in partnership with the fire department to help other citizens in distress. It is the epitome of teamwork, cooperation, and community investment. And today I'm proud to say that that spirit of the first fire brigades lives on in the spirit and the corporate philosophies of the Allianz Life Insurance Company of North America. The Allianz Bucket Brigade grant program, driven and directed by Allianz employees, continues to provide that direct support to the American fire departments around the nation. On behalf of the men and women of the St. Paul Fire Department, I am blessed to receive this generous check for $16,240 from the Allianz Bucket Brigade Grant Program. I am very humbled by both the financial support and the significant devotion of time and talent given to this grant program by the Allianz and the Allianz employees. You serve your neighbors well, and I thank you for your continued support to the American Fire Service. The St. Paul Fire Department, as Eric mentioned, will use the grant to purchase new federally mandated high-visibility jackets for 137 firefighter paramedics. These jackets will markedly improve safety of our emergency crews operating on the scenes of traffic accidents on the highways and freeways around the metro area. The jackets will not only make emergency crews more visible to drivers on the highway, but will provide firefighter paramedics with improved protection from blood and fluid precautions and improved protection from the elements. These jackets, modeled by the crew of Medic 4, will dramatically increase the safety and comfort of the crews working on those emergency scenes. And there can be no greater service to the firefighters than a company or a group of citizens to provide emergency crews with the equipment and clothing they need to meet their job in a safer, more efficient manner. The corporate philosophy of Allianz is founded on a strong belief of sharing their financial resources and their employees' time and expertise to create a stronger, more vibrant local community that improves the quality of life for all citizens. I think the Allianz Bucket Brigade is a testimony to that corporate philosophy, a graphic example of practical, specific actions being taken by a corporation towards their fellow citizens. The program also exemplifies the spirit of the Bucket Brigade of yesteryear, the spirit that continues to provide the American Fire Service with teamwork, service, and dedication. So I'd like to thank Eric and Pam and the Allianz employees who worked to make this generous grant a possibility and a reality for us today. Thank you, and God bless you.